Every once in a blue moon, a game just walks into my life, kicks down the door, and instantly ruins entire genres for me. Doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's like a gaming extinction event. One masterpiece shows up, and suddenly everything else feels bad. Warcraft 3 deleted RTS games for me. Half-Life 2 rewired how I looked at shooters. World of Warcraft, Dark Souls 1...
Jesus Christ!
Silent Hill 2, each one wiped out its own ecosystem. And now I have met the final boss of genre destroyers, hardcore WoW. Regular World of Warcraft already ruined MMOs for me. I've tried so many others and none of them even grazed the same high I experienced the first year I played World of Warcraft. It's like switching from that premium chocolate to those sad 30-cent bars you swore were amazing as a kid, but now you take one bite and immediately consider fasting instead. Alright man, if World of Warcraft already nuked MMOs, how much worse can hardcore really be? It's literally the same game, it's an MMO. Well, hardcore didn't just ruin MMOs, it ruined everything that depends on immersion and or replayability, which you know is basically half the gaming industry. So, as I said, World of Warcraft basically broke MMOs for me. That first run through Azeroth, I don't think anything will ever top it. If a new MMO doesn't at least come close to that feeling, even if it is actually good, I just cannot enjoy it. Even World of Warcraft itself got affected by this, because I shit on retail a lot, but honestly, Dragonflight and the War Within aren't that bad, especially if it's your first time playing, and if you're into what modern MMOs have to offer. The only part that's genuinely, objectively garbage is the story. But if you played World of Warcraft during the good days, you know how insanely good it used to be on every front. And that's why there are way more ex-players who still love Warcraft than active ones. And because they have that comparison in their minds, that's why so many people cannot enjoy the current version of World of Warcraft anymore. Then Classic dropped in 2019 and that obliterated retail for me. I simply could not enjoy retail anymore. And I could talk about why for an hour, but the short version is Immersion. Classic felt like a real world, where the MMO part existed inside the world, not on top of it. But after a while, I knew that world too well. I leveled 3 characters to 60 in Classic, plus 1 in TBC and in Wrath. Eventually the whole thing, all of Azeroth, became predictable and safe. I wasn't curious of what was around the corner anymore. And then, the hardcore add-on gained popularity and that problem got fixed forever. We will get to how hardcore ruined huge parts of gaming for me in a minute, but first I need to explain why this mode hit me so hard personally. See, even though I knew the game inside and out, suddenly everything around every corner did matter again. I had never played WoW where dying simply wasn't allowed. The stuff I already knew didn't become useless, it just wasn't enough anymore. It wasn't enough to autopilot me through the world. When you level in Classic, you die a lot, sometimes on purpose, but in hardcore every pull has stakes. Every mistake can delete months of progress. That tension forces you to actually be present and be immersed. It genuinely felt like playing World of Warcraft for the first time again. Sure, some of that does wear off after leveling multiple hardcore characters and even raiding on them, but the core feeling cannot vanish anymore. Every level up brings it back because the deeper you go, the more invested you become. Losing that character isn't just annoying, it really makes you sad, it's heartbreaking. My level 58 warrior, I scan the area like it's me personally that goes into that fight. Hardcore cranks immersion to 11 because if you don't get immersed, you die.
They stole that to me.
Uh-oh. Not good.
What's not good?
What's up? It's Tony Hawk. Hey, so you died to fall damage at level 58. That sounds...
And the wildest part, you realize how much you actually didn't know about the game. You only knew what you needed to know. When death is permanent, well, suddenly you need to know almost everything. Now, I can instantly tell the difference between a rare and a rare elite. You know, that almost non-existent difference between the silver dragon border that will end up killing you. Before hardcore, I didn't even know that was a thing. I just assumed that some rares were randomly stronger. Turns out the Silver Dragon border is slightly darker when they are also elites. How do I know that now? Because I attacked Swiftmane at level 19 and that sent me back to the Valley of Trials. And it's not just that. I know safe spots in every dungeon. I know potion regions by heart. What's trainable, what needs recipes. I know shamans were originally planned to have a tank spec and Rockbiter still generates insane threat because they probably forgot to remove that. I know there's a bridge in Searing Gorge you can fall through. I know that charging underwater is a terrible idea. I know that not looting mobs slows respawns, which is very good in caves, and I could spit out item progression paths blindfolded. So how does this affect games that aren't MMOs? Easy. If a game relies on immersion or replayability, hardcore World of Warcraft basically hijacks my brain, which means, yeah, most RPGs are kinda screwed. Hell, even games that some people don't consider RPGs, like Minecraft, got caught in the blast radius. You know that meme where once every year or two everyone suddenly wakes up with the uncontrollable urge to play Minecraft for 2 weeks? I do that. I've been doing that for almost 15 years. I hop in, make a world, play for a bit, then just drop it. Never killing the end dragon despite that being the initial goal. Every single time. And the crazy thing is that Minecraft isn't even the same game anymore. I cannot say I am bored because I know everything. Every time I come back, there's like 40 new mobs, 12 new dimensions and so many other new things. But it's simply too much and I never have the motivation to dig in all of that, so I always fall back into the same routine, get bored and bounce. But after hardcore World of Warcraft, if a game can be played in a hardcore way, then I must play it in a hardcore way. There is no in between. So, hardcore Minecraft. For the past month, I've been trying to actually finish the game. 1 entire month. That alone is a record for me, and I've died more than 10 times. Each death feels like someone punched me through the monitor. But the next day, I come back and make a new world. I'm back and I'm sure this is the one. And suddenly, all the old stuff I knew doesn't feel old anymore. It feels new and important. And all the new stuff I was too lazy to learn, now I'm learning it like I'm preparing for the finals. I am not dying to a skeleton sniping me from 200 meters again. I learned how to craft a shield, goddammit. I'm not close to finishing the game yet, but I'm getting there. Just look at this insane stuff. Quite cool, isn't it? Well, I'll probably lose all of it because I will die. I will be very sad about it, for sure, but I will also definitely come back. Because that's what hardcore does. It makes every world feel alive. And it refuses to let you quit. And after I'm done with Minecraft, I'm not done with hardcore, because there are so many games I love that I've just played too much of. They lost some of that initial magic. Fallout New Vegas, Cyberpunk, Oblivion, heck, even Dark Souls 1. They are all on my list, because what makes hardcore World of Warcraft great applies to all of them in some way. And yes, I know this is a stupid idea. Playing games this way is weird, I get it. But you have no idea how hyped I am to experience the Mojave Wasteland in New Vegas or Night City in Cyberpunk while being this immersed. I just know I will spend at least an hour creating my character, deciding what is the safest way to finish the game. I guess this is my version of role-playing. In a way, it kinda is role-playing, right? I don't know. But there are downsides as well, and I'm very aware of them. First, I'm not under any illusion that I won't waste a ton of time on each of these games. That's just a fact, and it's a bad one. The problem is, I don't have much free time to begin with. Between work and trying to make these videos, there isn't much left. Beyond that, some games that rely heavily on immersion or replayability aren't hardcore friendly, or at least not to me, and now they are less enjoyable. Think of Terraria, for example. I won't go into detail because I imagine most of you aren't into it, but I personally loved it. Now I cannot play it. I just hate how easy it is to die, especially if you don't know every single mechanic. Hardcore World of Warcraft looks like a walk in the park in comparison, and when I die in Terraria, some broken part of my brain screams to me that this isn't immersive every time I die and respawn. If I had more free time, if I was in college or high school again, I'm sure I would love it, but some games are just too much for me right now. Now, I'm not saying that hardcore World of Warcraft clouds my brain for every game. It didn't broke my brain entirely. Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 are still masterpieces to me, for example, and I feel no urge to play them without ever dying. because it just doesn't bother me there. Because the immersion comes from the story, and those games aren't really about replayability, so hardcore doesn't ruin them. But the second a game focuses on replayability or has gameplay driven immersion, I swear it's over for me after playing hardcore World of Warcraft. And part of me really hates that. The only way I can enjoy it is if it's my very first time, and sometimes not even then if the game isn't really good. So fuck you hardcore WoW, and also thank you hardcore WoW. You ruined games for me, but you also made others so much more fun and made them fun forever, or at least way longer than I ever expected. Vanilla World of Warcraft included, of course. And this is why I have no problem with the idea of TBC hardcore. I don't even know if it will work or if I will like it, but just the idea that a new game could get this kind of treatment, that it could tap into this infinite replayability glitch and be something I will always feel like I could play and have fun no matter what, that's exciting as hell. It's been so long since I last felt like so many games are competing for my time. But as I said, the problem is also that I don't have a lot of time anymore. So this also kinda scares me. It feels like my life doesn't have the time for half the games I used to play. And I also feel a bit weird about trying new games, because what if I don't feel like I have enough time to play them the right way? But at the same time, man, I am having a blast with the games I do play. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you liked it, consider hitting like and subscribing. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all and usually reply to most of them. I really am curious if anyone relates or I'm the only one scarred by hardcore World of Warcraft. Till next time, peace.